Welcome back to AZ Astro. So it's been about a month since my last video, and that is partly due to the insane amount of smoke that has been being generated from not only the fires in California, but Washington, Arizona, and Oregon. They seem to be decreasing now, so hopefully within the next couple of months, fires will be taken care of. It's mostly due to me just being lazy. Well, I have done 3 nights of imaging in the last month. So I'm doing some imaging tonight. I did several nights on NGC 6832 or 6823. I'm not quite sure, but I'll put a little note in there saying which one it is. So I've got quite a bit of data on that, and then I also did some data on Orion Nebula. As of right now, it's about almost 10 o'clock at night, which means NGC 6832 or 23, one of those two, is already near the horizon. So I'm hoping that Orion Nebula might be coming up soon, or if it's not already up, so I can get some more data on that. So I will have both of those objects to show you guys at the end of the video, so I will see you guys back in at the... Alright, so it's been about an hour, and I have been imaging NGC 6823. It is 23, not 32. It hasn't been going that well. It's directly over the roof of my house at the moment, so it should be going behind my roof probably within the next 20 to 30 minutes. So I will not be imaging that for much longer. I got all the photos I wanted, but I wanted to show you guys in Stellarium. So this is my backyard, and as you can see, I have this giant tree right here, as well as another tree right here that I have to contend with. So I'm going to go for Orion Nebula again, and as you can see, that's right here is Orion Nebula, but unfortunately I can't go for it yet because it's going to come up and it's going to go right through the top of the tree right here, and I'm not going to be able to image it until it gets up to about right here. So in about an hour I'll be imaging it. So hopefully I'll get a good picture of NGC 6823. I don't know how good it will be, but I think I'm going to start targeting these Orion images for my next videos, because I have done Orion Nebula, but I've never gotten a shot I'm happy with. I'm hoping that tonight I can finish out the shots that I have and get, a really good image that I'm proud of. As far as Horsehead Nebula, I've imaged it once, and that was when I had first gotten my telescope, so that was 3 or 4 years ago maybe. So I'm going to make a video of that as well, because I really, really want to get a picture of that. I've never gone after this one right here. I guess it's called Casper the Friendly Ghost Nebula, but I love the look of it, so I think that's going to be another target I do for a future video. And then the one that I really, really want to go after is the Rosette Nebula right here. I have the one image, which I will post in the videos so you guys can see it. So I have the one image, and I've only imaged it once, and that image was taken with my DSLR, my Nikon D3200. So I've never imaged this nebula with an actual narrowband sequence. So I'm going to do a video of that, because I'm actually really excited to get this nebula, because I love the look of it. It just looks awesome. It looks like something from Star Trek, and that's one of my favorite TV series. So, I'm just in love with the Rosette Nebula. So I'll be doing a video on that as well, probably the next video. And honestly, this is the most exciting time of year. I love this time of year because there's so many objects I can image. Like, I've never done the Christmas tree cluster, which I think looks absolutely awesome, so I'll be going after that as well. I'm going to go after this, which I've never gone after either. And I don't know which one I'm going to center in there, but I'll figure that out. So those are some upcoming videos. I know I've been pretty lackluster lately. I guess my love for astrophotography, it hasn't gone away, but it's kind of faltered a little bit, I guess you could say. But I'm gonna get back into it, because this is the time of year, like I said, that I absolutely love, and I cannot wait to just get all these different nebulas throughout this entire season. It's going to be awesome. So I will see you guys here in about an hour when I get centered on Orion Nebula. Alright, so I am on Orion Nebula. It's still before the tree, but I figured I would get all the plate solving, get it centered in there first, I'm currently doing an autofocus so I can get the perfect focus I can. But I figured I'd talk a little bit while this is happening. I have a very special place in my heart for Orion Nebula. It was the first actual deep space photo that I ever captured. I still have the photo, and I will link it. I will put it in the video right about somewhere in this area. But I'll put it in the video for you guys to see. And I remember I had started, with me and my brother, we had gotten some money for Christmas, and we both decided to purchase, I think they were like $35 telescopes. Barska, I think is what the brand was. Barska telescopes from Amazon. And I remember at the time where I lived, there was a church where that big building, a few videos, I showed you guys that big bright building. Where that building was a Methodist church, pitch black at night. And I used to go into the parking lot, and I would look through that telescope. I'd look at Jupiter and Mars, and it blew my mind. I absolutely loved it. And so the very first image that I ever captured, I had attempted to capture images before I actually got my first image. I'd gone camping with my family, and at the time my mom had a Nikon D5000, and so I figured, okay, I'll take my telescope and I'll hook up the D5000 to the telescope and get some pictures. And I'd done all this research on the internet. I had the ISO down, I had everything down. And at that time I had upgraded to one of those $250 go-to Celestron, little crappy telescopes, which is good for imaging but not good, or which is good for viewing but not good for imaging. And I remember I had hooked up the camera and I didn't get anything. I was going for Saturn, and all I could get was a blob. But I remember when I got that blob, it was like I was like a kid in a candy store. I saw that, and it dawned on me when I got that picture that I was looking at Saturn, that I had captured an image of Saturn. I unfortunately don't have those pictures anymore, but I don't count that as my first deep space image. One, because it's really just a blob, and two, because it's not deep space. It was a picture of Saturn. So if you fast forward to, I think it was 2015 or 14, I believe, and I had done a little research, and I ended up purchasing a Skyguider Ioptron, or an Ioptron Skyguider Pro, and I had bought a Astrotech 72 ED refractor telescope. And I was so excited to use this telescope. So I went camping with my brother, and I tried using it. I had no clue how to use the mount. I ended up getting frustrated, and I didn't get anything that night or that entire camping trip. I just gave up, and I didn't touch anything again for about a year and a half, until about 2017, end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And I decided, well, let's give it another try. And I read up on the mount, learned how to use it, and then we went out to Picket Post Trailhead, which is a very popular trailhead for the astronomy groups here in Arizona. And I remember I pointed it at Orion Nebula, and I got it. I could see the blob that was Orion Nebula in my camera, which I had a D3300 at that time. And I was so excited. So I put it on there, and then I focused it the best that I could, and then I was able to take a 1-minute photo. And the photo that I got back absolutely blew my mind. Like, I actually remember as soon as that photo came back, I was like 29 at the time, 30 maybe. I was jumping around like a 10-year-old kid. I was so excited to see an actual photo of something other than stars or the galaxy or anything like that. I was so excited, and I remember that was the actual moment that I fell in love with astrophotography, and I started taking all the pictures I could. I wouldn't let the negatives bring me down when I would fail, and I remember I spent a good year after that just failing over and over and over and over, trying to learn all these different things. I didn't understand guiding, so I ended up buying a Celestron C-Gem mount, which is actually the one that I still use, that I have permanently attached to my pier. And it took me probably 8 months to finally figure that thing out and get it to where I'm getting pictures like I'm getting now. And so I remember all those times, and I can't honestly say that I felt like that again taking images, and that really, really sucks. But I would say that the first image that I got through narrowband filters, I was almost that excited. Like I was excited. So basically what I'm getting at is I've been stuck in my house since March. I haven't gone out, I haven't gone camping, I haven't gone fishing, I haven't been able to do anything. And so my drive to do the astrophotography has really faltered as of late, because it's just so difficult to get images in my backyard. I'm in a Bortle, I think 8 area. It's just so difficult to get pictures. But I'm hoping that next year, I don't think it's going to happen this year, but I'm hoping that next year I'll be able to actually get out again and go camping and actually do the videos that I enjoy doing. Because like as I said a few videos ago, that I know that these videos are boring. It's the same thing over and over. It's the best that I can do right now because I don't have the ability to go out, because of the people that I live with are extremely susceptible to the virus, and the last thing I want to do is get anybody sick. So I feel your guys' pain. This is really boring for me, and I'm pushing through. And it really sucks because as I said, my drive to do it is kind of faltering as of late, because I'm just like I've been cramped up in this house since March. So I'm hoping that will end soon, and then I can start making the videos that I actually want to make, showing you guys my campsite, just actually trying to bring you guys along to the campsites that I go to, bring you guys along for the actual full adventure of me grabbing a photo that's not in my backyard. So I just want to say that really quick. Of course, that was like 8 minutes, but that's fine. And so hopefully those will be coming soon. So now I'm on Orion Nebula, and so I'm just going to leave it here for about an hour, let it pass through the tree, and then I will see you guys when it actually gets past the tree and I can image it. Alright, so I've gotten a couple images. So I've gotten 5 exposures out of 40 so far. I'm doing 180-second exposures, so 3-minute exposures. And I'd say that looks pretty good. The thing that I love about Orion Nebula, especially when you're this close on it, is you get to see all these gas clouds right here. You can see the depth of those gas clouds and the different colors and stuff. Once I get this processed in PixInsight, I think it's really going to be vibrant and really pop with very minimal adjustments to saturation or anything like that. It's just, Orion Nebula is just one of my favorite nebulas. So I will see you guys when this is done. I'll record